8 ఏళ్లలోనే హైదరాబాద్ నగరం ఐటీ రంగంలో అద్భుతాలు చేసిందన్నారు మంత్రి కేటీఆర్. దేశంలోని ఐటీ ఉద్యోగుల్లో 20% మంది హైదరాబాద్లోనే పనిచేస్తున్నారని అన్నారు. రాష్ట్రంలో సుస్థిరమైన ప్రభుత్వం ఉండడం వల్లే ఈ విజయం సాధ్యమైందన్నారు. దేశంలోని అతిపెద్ద ఇంక్యుబేటర్ టీ హబ్ గురించి ప్రపంచమంతా గొప్పగా మాట్లాడుకుంటోందని కేటీఆర్ చెప్పారు. మహిళా పారిశ్రామికవేత్తల కోసం వి హబ్ ఏర్పాటు చేశామన్నారు. ఈ ఏడాదే రాష్ట్రంలోని 10 లక్షల నివాసాలకు ఫైబర్ ద్వారా ఇంటర్నెట్ సౌకర్యం కల్పిస్తామని తెలిపారు. ఇది ఆరంభం మాత్రమేనన్న మంత్రి కేటీఆర్ చేయాల్సిన పనులు ఇంకా చాలా ఉన్నాయని చెప్పారు.
Nothing gives me more happiness or more pleasure than to see how the state of Telangana and the city of Hyderabad has grown, has prospered over the last 8.5, 9 years. And that's primarily because of industries, and that's primarily because of sectors such as IT, which have contributed in a great deal, in a great way, to the growth of the city, to the growth of our state, and of course to the growth of the nation as well. 5 million out of 5 million employees in the IT sector, nearly 1 million are actually from Hyderabad and Telangana. So I think that's a huge number. 20% of IT employees working currently in India being from Hyderabad is a great deal of, it's a matter of great deal of pride and happiness for all of us. And we have actually, in consultation with HYCIA, in consultation with all the industry leaders, we had actually charted a course, and I believe that we've stayed true to the course. And then the other thing we also were, concerned about, the prior 5 years before 2014, there wasn't a stable government. A stable government and able leadership is of course important in inspiring confidence and attracting investments. That was missing. More importantly, of course, there are a lot of extraneous factors as well, beyond Hyderabad, beyond Telangana, and beyond the IT industry itself. There are a lot of extraneous factors, law and order, and the overall situation in the country, the overall economic scenario across the world, etc., etc. So we decided that we'll do our part right, we'll get our act right, and then hope that everything else will fall in place. Accordingly, we went about a plan. We started by building out India's largest technology incubator called as T Hub. Now T Hub needs no introduction. Wherever I go in the world, people talk about T Hub and how it is really shaped up to be a role model for the rest of the country. We've had hundreds of diplomats visit us, and each of them, when they came in, they were mighty surprised with what this government in India, within a small state, has been able to do to spur and to actually enable more innovation and to bring about a stakeholder approach in this innovation piece. So we are very proud of what has happened, but I'm even more proud and even more delighted of what happened after T Hub. Today we have a V Hub, a Women Entrepreneurs Hub. We also have TSIC, the Telangana State Innovation Cell. We also have a Water and Sanitation Hub. I don't know how many of you know that, but we also have created an S Hub, a Water and Sanitation Hub. We also are creating in the process, in fact it's under construction, a B Hub is under construction for biotech and life sciences industry, and the list goes on. We have an Agri Hub, we have sectoral hubs now, which have created and have resulted in wonderful outcomes. Our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri KCR Garu, whenever I talk to him about any technology that is upcoming or that is emerging, as Jayesh said, he only has one simple question. He says, how will that help a common man? How will that have positive societal impact? If it is not good for India, if it is only export oriented, or if it is only west oriented, what is the point of having it here? That's the question he keeps asking. So I am more concerned, I'm more focused on impact, and I'm truly proud and truly happy that the first 2 space tech startups, the first one which sent the Vikram S rocket in its very first attempt, was a T Hub startup, and that was from Hyderabad. Skyroot is a company that was incubated in T Hub, and super proud that in their very first attempt, even Elon Musk's, I think Starlink, it's called SpaceX, it is called, even they couldn't pull that off in the very first attempt. They had to, I think, make 3 attempts to actually send a rocket into the space. But our startup from Hyderabad was able to do in its very first attempt, which is a big statement in itself. Likewise, the first nano satellites, again, were from a Hyderabad startup again, Dhruva, and again they sent their 2, through a Thibault mission, 2 nano satellites were put into orbit, and again, that company being from Hyderabad in itself is a huge statement that the startup ecosystem from Hyderabad was making. What gives me even more happiness and delight is the fact that NASSCOM reported that out of the 450,000 jobs created last year in India, in IT sector, For the first time, Hyderabad actually surpassed Bangalore in terms of the total number of jobs in a year that were created. While Hyderabad added 150,000 jobs out of 450,000, which is one third, Bangalore was able to add 146,000. So we crossed them by about 4,000. Now that gives me real happiness because Bangalore has always been the leader. It's always been the Coke versus Pepsi kind of thing. We were always playing catch up. While we have beaten them quarter by quarter in almost 8 quarters in terms of office space absorption, I think what's even more joyful is that the number of employees who are looking to Hyderabad, the number of employers who are looking at Hyderabad and Telangana is growing. And I sincerely believe and I sincerely feel that this is just the beginning. Because we all know the challenges that every single enterprise faces in Bangalore when it comes to expansion. I'm not here to trash Bangalore. I'm sorry if there are any Bangaloreans who feel that way, but I'm not here to trash them. I'm not here to say anything negative about them. But it's equally important because, whenever I meet a prospective investor, the first thing I tell them is if they are considering multiple cities, I only tell them one thing. Do me a favor, I say, make Hyderabad your last stop. यहाँ आने से पहले आप बैंगलोर जाओ, मुंबई जाओ, दिल्ली जाओ, चेन्नई जाओ, फिर आखिरी में हमारे पास आओ. क्यों? क्योंकि हैदराबाद विल सेल इटसेल्फ. आप जब ये 4 या 5 शहर जाके यहाँ पे आते हो, automatically you will feel the difference. What was more exciting for me was an initiative that we launched about 8 years ago again. TASK is a wonderful institution, the Telangana Academy of Skills and Knowledge, works with the industry. In fact, we have trained more than 700,000 students. 7 lakh students over the last 8 years have, in fact, 14,000 faculty members in partnership with industry. And since inception in 2014, more than 700,000 students have been trained. That will improve our digital infrastructure. And toward that, we've made some rapid strides of progress this year. In 2023, I assure you, both our T-Fiber, which is providing 100 Mbps connection to in the last mile to every home, 10 million homes in Telangana, will be accomplished. So today, I can proudly tell you that our Me Seva services, in fact, are the best in the country when it comes to government to citizen services. Telangana is the only state, I don't know how many of you know this, Telangana is the only state where you can renew your driving license on a Sunday sitting at home. If you haven't done it, you should do it. No state in India will allow you to do that. So please do it if you haven't. The second thing I'll tell you is Telangana is the only state in the country which uses facial recognition to renew the pensioners' life certificates. You can just click a selfie, upload it, and you don't need to go to an office and prove that you're alive if you're a pensioner. Telangana is the only state in the country which has also experimented using facial recognition during our law and order events. We have also used facial recognition to introduce e-voting. We've done e-voting in one of our local municipalities. It has worked well, and of course, I hope that eventually we'll get to that stage like Estonia, where we can give people the access to vote from homes.